The garden, the shadow, and the whispering wall. Dhruvo the scholar stood in the heart of a vibrant garden, Sonar Bangla. It was a place of deep green history and bright, resilient flowers. But Dhruvo saw a puzzle. He saw two giant walls bordering the garden, the wall of old scars and the wall of constant presence. Bimladi, he asked the wise gardener, why does the wall of constant presence cast a longer, darker shadow today when the wall of old scars is so much older and was built with so much pain? Bimala smiled gently. The wall of old scars was a sudden, violent break, she began. It was built from 1947 to 1971, designed to divide the soul of the garden. When it fell, the pain was absolute, but the distance grew absolute too. The memory is deep, yes, a history of language denied and independence fought for, but it is a historical scar, a chapter closed. The wall stands far away now, a distant memory that rarely interferes with our daily planting. Now, look at the wall of constant presence. It is not a scar, but a boundary that is everywhere. It surrounds the garden on three sides, touching the market, the river, and the very air we breathe. This wall does not threaten our existence, but our everyday life, Bimala explained. When the wall of constant presence builds a new gate, our traders wait for permits. When the wall gets thirsty, our shared river runs a little lower. It is the daily friction, the border disputes, the trade imbalance, the cultural waves that sometimes feel like a flood washing over our own songs and stories. It's not malice, it's the gravity of a giant next door. Bimaladi continued, for a small garden, a distant foe becomes a history lesson. A massive, friendly neighbor who sometimes steps on your flower bed becomes an immediate political frustration. Dhruvo finally understood. The wall of old scars was a trauma that led to freedom. The wall of constant presence was a complex, necessary relationship, but one where the garden always felt the weight of the wall's size and its constant requests. So Bimaladi, Dhruvo concluded, anti-India sentiment isn't a deep hatred, but a demand for respect and equity in a necessary friendship. Anti-Pakistan sentiment is simply the quiet closure of a painful but finished history. Bimala nodded. The garden still had puzzles, but Dhruvo finally held the key.